Florida's Democrat gubernatorial candidate is once again coming under fire for his past affiliations with left-wing activist groups. One America's Karen McKinney explains.
Getting to know the field of candidates has arguably never been more important for voters in Florida than in this election cycle. With less than 1 week to go before voters head to the polling stations, we're learning more about the radical ties of gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum. Before becoming the Democrat mayor of Tallahassee, Gillum began working for the left-wing activist group Young People For as the director for youth outreach. The group is notorious for referring to capitalism as predatory, for calling for the abolition of the prison system, and for accusing the U.S. of perpetuating white supremacy, among other heated rhetoric. And over the last decade, Gillum held a similar position at the organization People for the American Way until January of 2017, a group which is financially backed by George Soros. However, Gillum's questionable ties don't end there. While on the campaign trail, Republicans in the state have brought to light his close relationship with the co-founder of Dream Defenders, who was also part of Gillum's youth program at Young People For. He gave the radical group a shout-out at an event back in June, and he's even considered an honorary member of the organization.
I also want to give a shout-out to you, Ms. Floyd, and to the Dream Defenders.
Andrew Gillum got through the primary thanks to a radical group called the Dream Defenders. These radicals argue for, quote, a border-free tomorrow, that police and prisons have no place in justice. Gillum's backers say the United States is the biggest bully in the history of the planet. Their co-founder says Andrew Gillum is part of the movement. And if he's governor, they will move a radical platform.
Gillum's Republican opponent, Ron DeSantis, has repeatedly called for the Democrat mayor to denounce his support of Dream Defenders.
Andrew signed a pledge with the Dream Defenders, pledging to support this radical manifesto. If you read that, they are so vicious about hating law enforcement. They say the police and prisons have no place in justice and that law enforcement should be defunded and the money diverted for welfare programs. The people who put on that uniform and risk their lives for us should be applauded.
Gillum has still refused to do so, and instead the influence of these radical groups remain apparent in many of his stances on major issues. He supports Bernie Sanders' socialized Medicare for All plan, calls for the abolishment of ICE, and pushes for stricter gun control laws. He's also been accused by DeSantis of taking bribes and overseeing the highest level of murder in the city's history, a result of being soft on crime. Voters will need to take all of this into account before casting their ballot next Tuesday. Karen McKinney, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.